Leaders from a variety of faiths will take part in the inauguration ceremony today, including Reverend Lorenzo Sewell, a senior pastor at the 180 Church in Detroit. He joins us now. Pastor Sewell, thanks so much for joining us. So after the inaugural address, you're going to deliver the benediction. You're going to be joined by a Catholic priest and a rabbi and an imam. Did you all agree about what you wanted to say?
Well, we didn't necessarily agree about what we wanted to say because prayer, it is spontaneous, but also prepared, right? So today is Martin Luther King's birthday. So I believe that Jesus would have me pray that his dream is fulfilled through our 47th president. I'm so excited to see our nation be able to live out the true meaning of its creed, that we hold these truths self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. If MLK Day was going to play a role at all in your remarks.
Absolutely. I mean, it's his day that we celebrate his birthday. We know that our nation needs a time of unity. We know that our nation needs a time where we can be able to judge each other by the content of our character and not by the color of our skin. We know that our 47th president, he needs our prayers. He needs our intercession. He needs us as a nation to be one nation under God, indivisible, with unity and justice for all.
President-elect Trump visited your church this summer, and after hearing you pray, Mr. Trump promised that if he won, you would pray at his inauguration. Tell us more about that day and about your preparation for this big moment.
Jake, can you believe that a president would come to the hood? We're on the west side of Detroit. We're in a context that is challenged, but yet the president, he didn't come to have a rally. He could have came easily and talked about what he wanted to do. He came to listen. And when he listened, not only did he listen to the aspirations and the longings of our community, he listened to this preacher pray for him. It was unscripted. It was not something that we planned, but God planned it. And we prayed for him. And we prayed specifically that God would protect him. And we know about 30 days later, he received the millimeter miracle. And when he and I were talking intimately, he said, I want you to pray at the inauguration. Obviously, we didn't know then what we know now, that he is the president-elect, and he and his team reached out to me. And now I have the honor and the privilege of being able to pray over him and be able to proclaim a blessing over our nation.
The millimeter miracle, of course, a reference to President Trump narrowly, thankfully, dodging that assassination attempt against him in Pennsylvania on July 13th.
And so all of this was like really, really cringy to listen to watch him perform. In this first clip, you see how giddy the pastor from Detroit was. He was so excited. You know, he asked Jake, could you believe that the president-elect would come to the, hood of Detroit in search of a pastor? And you can look at Jake's face. He had no element of surprise on his face because he understands, yes, I could believe that Trump came to the ghetto in search of a coon dressed up as a pastor. A hunter knows he got to go, where his prey is. And he's going to return there, especially if he's been, successful in the past. We know history have shown us that a lot of African-American pastors have been, at the core, at the foundation of our oppression. In many cases, they've been agents working for the system, the man, if you will. Okay. And you are no different. Pastor from Detroit. I can't think of his name right now, but anywho, I'm going to show you.
Freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous hilltops of California. But God, we're asking you not only that. Let freedom ring from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill.
And so let me just say again how this was one of the most cringiest, speeches, or because I can't say that that was a prayer. I will not say that that was a prayer, but this was very cringy. This has, minstrel show. This has step and fetch. This has, I am, auditioning for a bootlick position. I am auditioning to be the next gatekeeper. I am auditioning to be, the assistant oppressor. Massa, I'm performing for you. And to understand the power of the television, right? So the power of the television is this box projects feelings, right? It stimulates feelings and emotions within us when we watch the TV. It's a broadcaster of agenda. It programs minds. So when you have a willing coon, a willing participant to project this negativity, to project this notion that black people are, a game. We are not anything or anyone to be taken seriously, right? Because we can't even stand up and say a prayer without performing. And you have these Caucasian people that are standing, and other ethnicities also, right? That are standing here laughing at you, not with you. Because instead of you saying a prayer, again, it looks as if you are auditioning for a part within their society. You're trying to fit in. You want to be a bootlick, right? You want to keep the shoes shine. That is what this performance had written all over it. In closing, I like to say that I think it's very important that we are mindful of who we are. We are conscious of, how we represent ourselves. Because again, we understand that, perception is everything in this world. And, I don't think we should, worry or spend much time on how people see us or think about us. But we can't get around the fact that, perception is a very important thing. And when you are projecting this kind of negative connote, this stigma, about black people, nobody's, really taking time out to distinguish the fact that, no, all black people aren't alike. We know that, we understand that. But when you have this mental block, for whatever reason, for being a racist, for being a bigot, for being hateful, for being jealous, whatever it is, there could be a plethora of reasons why people put this mental block up, where now you're unable to, be logical to think that, no, all black people aren't the same. And so I just think it's mindful, or we should be mindful, of how we carry and project ourselves in this world, and understand that we are, to a certain extent, one another's. I am my brother's keeper. And so I want to carry myself in the best light, because I want to help another brother to shine. And I think we should do that. I don't want to audition to be a gatekeeper so I can help, be a assistant oppressor to my brother and my sister. So I'm going to end this video now. You guys get in the comment section and let me know, what you think about this video. If you are not a subscriber, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button.